15th time's the charm. Actually, I think this is my third. Whoa, crazy. Okay, anyway. PTSD. We are here to talk about PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, it is a clinical issue, but it's also a metaphysical. It's more than metaphysical. It's in your current realities. We're constantly living under stress, and after the fact, we need to recover from that. Some stresses are easier to get through than others. A majority of people are dealing with the onslaught of stress, tension, and whatever else is being bombarded at them through societal means. This is varying in degrees from smack your mama traffic. That is a lot of cars. Excuse me. We've got... Wow, we are blocked. Bless you, son. We are blocked hardcore. Oh. Well, we are blocked hardcore from this in every aspect. You've got the financial crisis, which is putting more stress on some people than others. You've got physical limitations. You've got this perceived normality of you gotta have whatever the Joneses got, or the bare minimum, at least a pair of Air Jordans, right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't even have Air Jordans. I could use it. Why are there so many cops? Oh, Lord. Anyway, there's an accident. Poor people. Let me just pray for these people right now. Whoever is surviving, whoever is living through this, please may they be healthy and healed and live past the stress. I don't know if you guys know about the parallels of the external and the internal. I am the most removed from this particular accident. I could go on the shoulder. I will, I think. Lord help it. Oh, it's a multi-car. Wow. Wow, lady. Pay attention. Now there's an accident. We're trying to cause another one. I can't believe all this is on camera. That was like 12-car pileup. Like, I'm not kidding you. In Hawaii, this stuff like that doesn't really happen like that. And it's in the fast lane. So you got a bunch of people moving really fast, trying to combat something that they don't seem to notice until it's too late, and they're all stuck on each other. That's similar to how PTSD is a ripple effect for us in society. So you've got people wanting to be in relationships but not having healed the inner child, not having healed all of the faults in their belief systems, and they are then causing havoc as they try to enter into these relationships, and it hurts them, hurts their children, hurts their children's children, and so on and so forth until we're here today. So that being said, we cannot change the past, we can only move forward. And in order to move forward, we need to be able to look at the past objectively, so that we can step forward in ease and grace. Okay? Once you look back and you see what was, while you're standing still, don't move forward while you're looking back. Because if you're moving forward while you're looking back, that's how you end up getting in a multi-car pileup. Okay? So, you're standing still. Energetically, metaphorically, whatever you'd like to call it. You're looking forward. Or you're looking back, excuse me. You're looking back, you're analyzing what has happened, where everything came from, where it's not necessarily you, but came from your ancestors, etc., etc. Because as a child, you come in pretty unscathed. But if you look at how society is hijacking birthing, hijacking a woman's knowledge of her own body for the past few hundred years, this is a travesty. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. That's a whole nother video. We get to say that was what it was. It was a tool needed, but it's no longer needed. And how do we move forward from that? And you have to reparent yourself. You get adjust and recalibrate every time you get triggered. Every time you understand that, oh, that's not stemming from me, that's stemming from this belief system that came up because I heard this when I was a child. Somebody said I was fat, ugly, stupid, whatever, a whore. And it's like, I've never had sex before, but I'm already condemned sexually based on another person's belief system, XYZ. You know what I mean? I'm poor because I deserve to be poor. Even making bad decisions and doing corrupt activities, you can look back and say, where did I learn this? Okay, this is not the baseline for most people. This is not the world I want to live in, nor do I want my children to live in it, so I can correct them for myself. Even if your first instinct is to do something bad to someone else, you can say, why did I learn that? Because that's not how I want to be treated. That's not how I want to. But you, honestly, if you're acting this way, you're most likely thinking that people do act this way and that there is a chance that this could happen to you, and so you recreate it in an effort to avoid it, right? But then you get in the bigger catastrophe than you ever thought possible. Okay, so since this thing keeps shifting and this video is getting longer than I'd like it to be, because that's how I am. I'm a short video type of person. And you're staring at my car, which is... It might be dirty, but don't judge me. But I feel like I'm judged because I used to be judged when I was a child. Anyway, that was a really ridiculous example. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope that you're actually listening to this versus watching it. But it's on YouTube, so you tell me. Anyway, post-traumatic stress disorder. Let's open this conversation. What has traumatized you? What are you working through? What stages are you at? And there are people there that want to hear you. There are people there that care, that are listening, that are always available. And I'm one of those people that we can work on a counseling session. We can work on ways for you to awaken into trusting yourself again, into understanding and forgiving yourself, forgiving those around you. I am not a clinical or licensed psychologist. I could become one, but that would take time, and the only time that's important for me right now is now with you. Let's work on this together, because so many people are walking around in a state of trauma and they're not realizing it. Even if it's a mindset that no longer serves you but has been passed down through the generations, it comes across as being a realist. It comes across as being, what's so funny is that most pessimists always say that they're realists. That's not the point. The point is, pessimism is still a mindset, just like optimism is a mindset, just like passivity and passive aggressiveness are mindsets. So if we learn to communicate with ourselves what our true desires are, what is lacking, then we can then interact with others, because we are all together, both everything and ourselves. And once you can master the within, the without changes and it becomes more manageable. So let's take this time together to appreciate each other and our state of arrested development. Anyway, I love you, because you know I do, and I will talk to you soon. I gotta go. Somebody's calling me. I almost forgot. Stay blessed. Stay golden. And until next time. Ciao. I almost forgot this little bit. Have patience with others as they process out this. So, for clarity's sake, I like to say stay blessed, because we are all blessed in this reality, time, space, dimensional, blah, blah, blah. We are all blessed, because if you're sitting here watching me, listening to this, having this conversation with me mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, then you have the ability to do so. 2, I say stay golden, because the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated. If someone is having a full-on meltdown, have patience with them, because you would want someone to have patience with you if you're going through this stuff. Not saying that you will, but most likely you have. Even as a child, I'm sure you had a full-on temper tantrum. And someone was there for you and loving and kind. And if they weren't, then you get to have that patience and that space for yourself. Okay? Namaste. Because I do see the highest in you. And I want you to see the highest in you as well. So, alright. Love you. Peace. So many people, beautiful people in Hawaii. Thank goodness I'm one of them. So many people, beautiful people all over this planet. I mean, hey, somebody's gotta love them ugly babies. I'm just kidding. That's horrible. None of this is getting edited either. I'm just gonna mush this together. Okay. Ciao. Stay blessed. Stay golden. For real this time. An interesting concept of why I still use peace, right? Because they talk about the separation. This is actually together. This is separated. But when you can realize that we are both together and separate, then you understand that peace, no matter if we're together or separate, is still peace. Anyway, sign language, symbols, and signs are all around us. Have you learned to put together the puzzle of life? Alright. Ciao. Can you tell me why every time I try to start a video, I get zits on my face? Oh, the ego. Such a fragile thing. And with this changing weather and my scaling. Okay, relax, breathe. This is not the persona you want to present. You're okay. We're okay. You're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid. Ah. Why am I doing this to myself? Perhaps it's conditioning. I think we all are conditioned. If we live in society, if we're watching this YouTube channel on some kind of internet device, we're clearly conditioned. He agrees. I'm working my best to not have my son have these hang-ups that I have. But I'm only one influence among the millions on this planet, make that billions, attempting to corral him either way. That's not the point. The point is PTSD.